Hello, hello. Let's see what's going on over here. Let's see here. Says here, tell me you're a woman without telling me you're a woman. Tweets. Okay, let's see. Tell me you're a woman without telling me you're a woman. Let me go first. When I walk in a dark lane, I mentally am aware of the escape routes. What? How many escape routes are there in a dark lane? Where you came from and where you're going? And what kind of it's asinine. If you're in a dangerous situation, anyone would be aware of their escape routes. It's called fear. That's the purpose of fear. So that you're aware of danger and you're aware of where to go to be safe. It's not a woman thing. All you proved is that you're an idiot. Unless you're saying that's what makes you a woman. That's just weird. That's just weird to me. While most of the world would like to believe we have attained the heights of gender equality, the reality is quite far from it. Every day, women across the globe deal with a range of threats. I'm sorry to break this to you, ladies, in your self-centered reality, but everyone deals with threats. Everyone. And animals deal with threats way more than people do. It's part of life. It, all right. Apparently women are the only ones that needs to be safe. Everybody else can need it. And challenges that might not be evident to those who've never had to experience it from a very young age. So dark alleys are only dangerous to women, even though most of the people attacked in dark alleys are men. This is what Twitter user Gayatri Gayatri highlighted when she started a powerful thread where she asks women to tell her they're a woman without telling me you're a woman. Yeah, she took the lead. Oh, God. I've always assumed that my political views are borrowed from my dad or my partner and that I'm generally gullible. You seem pretty gullible. She added, if I step out by myself, I double, triple check the clothes I'm wearing to see if I can be considered improper or revealing. Uh, oh my God, what this whole thing with women talking about, oh, I can't dress a certain way because listen, it's very simple. Attracting attention is a double-edged sword. Sure, you like attention, it makes you feel good or whatever the hell. But attracting attention also has negative because when the number of people attention you're number of people's attention you're getting increases, that means the number of people with bad intentions also increase. So if there's like maybe 1 or 2% of people that might do something that you don't like, right? 1 or 2% is fine if there's 1 or 2 people paying attention to you, that 2% is going to be like zero. You're not gonna see them at all. But if you go up to 100, you're going to meet 2 people, 1 or 2 people that are going to do something that you're not going to like. So dressing proper and not revealing reduces the negative attention that you might receive. It's a safety thing that applies to everyone. It just so happened that the negative attention that women are going to get, it's going to be sexual in nature if you're revealing yourself in a sexual appealing way. It's just you're just attracting more negative attention to yourself. It might be fine for most people. Most people are not going to do anything to you, but those creeps are going to show up with more attention you get. So it's not really an oppression thing. It's simply a safety thing that everyone has to pay attention to. It just so happens that for women, it's just going to be that much more dangerous because you're not going to be able to defend yourself in the same way. All right. I started this thread as a way for women to share their experience and the prejudices. It's not prejudice. Oh my God. If a cat has to worry about people picking it up and tossing it away, right? It doesn't mean that it's experiencing prejudice. It's just that it's lighter and smaller than a dog. It's not it's it's not prejudice. You're just your situation is different. So life is gonna come at you differently. Well, life is not really coming at you different. I've said this before, and a lot of people get upset. People get upset. They're like, "Oh, equality is a thing in the universe. Equality exists because life is gonna. The challenges of life are exactly the same for everyone. It's just that everyone can't rise to the challenge in the exact same way, so it's gonna affect you differently, right? So if you're smaller, it's easier for you to get uh, blown over by the wind, right? But that same wind is going to hit a heavier person the exact same way. It's just going to affect you differently. You see what I mean? It's not prejudice. You're just different. You're different enough that the challenges of life that's going to come at you is going to hit you differently. The answers showed that women all over the country and world even had the same experiences. Well, no shit. No shit. Oh my God. Of course you had the same experiences. You already identified the fact that you all have a similar trait. So why would your experiences be so different? Many women respond to Gayatri's tweet by sharing their unique female experience. Okay. You will change your mind about having kids. Yeah, that's a common thing people say because it's true. No amount of professional or educational achievement is enough to make up for the fact that I'm unmarried. Also true. Those are two different criterias. Education, professional and educational achievement is only good for a job. You only put those things on a resume. But for life, a life achievement, married. My assertiveness at work is called that time of the month. Well, it depends on what you're being assertive about. It like if you're being assertive and people don't like it, it's it's not assertive at that point. Like, what are you asserting? Like, it's not necessarily a positive thing just because you're being assertive. And that's the whole that time of the month thing. It's only comes up because women use it as an excuse. Sorry, you can't have it both ways. You can't use it as an excuse to get out of work or get out of whatever issues and then be like, oh my God, every time I get angry, people say it's that time of the month. You don't get it both ways. You can't use it as an excuse and say it's a problem at the same time. Telling men I'm in a relationship even though I'm single because they would rather respect an unknown man more than my choice to say no. But did you say no? If you say no to most men, they'll walk away. If you say no to most people, they'll walk away. But some people won't. That applies to everyone. Women do the same thing. Like, and sometimes with women, it's more aggressive. If a certain man say no to them, they're even way more aggressive. Like, it's not, or whatever. They asked me a if I'm a cabin if I am cabin crew when I tell them I fly for an airline. Yeah. Why would they assume you're a pilot? If you say I fly for an airline, why would anyone assume you're a pilot? If you're a pilot, just say you're a goddamn pilot. That's a ridiculous. If someone is playing the odds, right? If you say I'm cabin crew, they're like, there's maybe one or two pilots, but there's a shitload of stewardesses and people around that doing extra tasks. So if they're gonna be a betting person, they're gonna go with the most numerous profession. It's just these people are ridiculous. Take a few anxious breaths every time I'm alone with a man in an elevator. Okay, you again, you're aware of danger. That it's fear. It's perfectly natural. It's what it's supposed to do. You're just aware that you're in a situation where you can't defend yourself. Please cut the cake and distribute. Team celebrations. I don't get that one. I have no idea what the hell that's about. Most days I'm the last one to sit for dinner, last one to go to bed, and first one to rise. Okay? Those are all your choices. Like those are all things you're doing. I don't get. How about just don't do that? Don't be the last one to do any of those things or the first one to do anything, and voila, your problems are solved. Was actually taught how to sit properly and not to laugh out loud. Yeah, it's called etiquette. It doesn't just apply to women. If an etiquette teacher is teaching someone these things, they're going to say the same thing to regardless of your gender. I don't. Some people. When alone, I walk with my keys grasped between my fingers in case I need to use them as a weapon. I'm often told my ambition is well and good, but it's unnatural to not want a marriage and family at my age. Yeah. The first one, again, fear is a natural response. And this one right here is good advice. It is unnatural. At a certain age, those things become harder to attain, especially one that you would actually desire. You're not, if you're too old, you're not going to be able to have the children that you want, or it's going to be difficult or very expensive to actually get it done, and it's going to be hell on your body. You're not going to be able to recover as well as if you were younger, and you're not going to be able to attract the most attractive man that you want to have that family with. So it is unnatural because you don't have all the time in the world. It's unnatural for you to not be aware of the fact that you have a time restraint. Oh my God. Okay. I think that's the end of it. Oh no, there's more. My worth as a human being reduced to a successful marriage and my willingness and ability to bring children into this world. Your worth to who? What are you talking about? Sweetheart, your job doesn't care about any of this. The only people that care about these things are people that actually gives a shit about your actual social life, your personal life, you know, like your family, your friends, random people that you're having a conversation with about your life. They care about your social life, not your work life. Your worth, it I don't know why you say your worth as a human being. You're being facetious for no goddamn reason. They're simply concerned about a very specific and fulfilling part of your life. It's not weird for people to say that to you. They say that to everyone. According to this, because all the other women get it, that means it happens to everyone. You're not unique. I know the difference between violet, purple, mauve, mauve, okay, orchid, plum, wine, and lavender colors. Okay. I mean, I can learn that. It's not pertinent information that I need to know, so I really don't give a shit. What is that supposed to prove? That you're a woman or you're an artist or something? Like, what do you? On occasions, I have held back from tearing up during very tough days at work because I am afraid I'll be judged. Of course, you will be. Anything you do, you're going to be judged. I don't understand. Why are people worried about being judged? It's happening. It's going to happen anyways. Not to give anyone a chance to frame me as emotional. You are emotional. You're holding back tears on tough days. You're very emotional. Sorry. I don't know why you take it as a negative thing because it's not unique to you. For other folks who fist bump a wall or use profanity, it'll just be another tough day. So is that your derogatory description of men? Because we're fist bumping and using profanity? The fact that men deal with tough days better is because we have more tough days. Sorry. Sorry, but that's just how it is. Life is tougher on us. I know you love to complain, and we don't complain as much, and you think your problems is more significant, but we have more problems than you do. We just don't complain about it because we don't expect other people to fix it for us. My mom asked me to put this out here. Who is going to take care of your husband when you travel? What? What do you mean take care of him? Is he like disabled or something? Not found. While walking the streets, I have to move out of a man's path always. You have to? Um, shouldn't you have to move out of anyone's path? Or do you want to run into people? What? Okay. My professional achievements are measured by my gender and not because I deserve the recognition because of the hard work, dedication that I've put in. Maybe because your professional achievements were undercut by the fact that you took shortcuts because of your gender. Maybe that's why it's not recognized. Because if you got where you were through hard work, people would recognize that. People that are aware of it would recognize that. And the fact that people aren't recognizing it because you probably took shortcuts. That's just how life works. People recognize the truth of certain matters, and when they see that people are taking shortcuts, you don't get credit for the image that you try to portray. You get credit for what's actually happening. If everyone forgets to cook, I gotta. Yeah, yeah, you gotta. If everyone forgot, who else is gonna do it? I don't. So you're saying if they remember to cook, you don't have to, right? It seems to me that every time women complain, they embarrass themselves. They literally make themselves look utterly stupid. And it's it's a shame because the rest of the women, most women that are not complaining, don't deserve that image of their gender that these women are putting out. What would I know about politics, economy, current affairs, or anything for that matter? Yeah. What's your point? It's a simple fact that um, men and women are usually not interested in the same things, and usually women aren't interested in politics, the economy, and current affairs. Like it's just how it is. I don't understand why you think that's discrimination. It's just playing the odds. Most women aren't interested in those things, so people would assume. I mean, you get the stereotype of your group. I'm sorry, that's just what happens. You get the stereotype of your group, and people get to know you, and they find out just like you are observing now. When people find out, oh, you don't fit that stereotype, they're like, okay, they get to know you as for who you are as an individual rather than the group identity. Because when someone sees you, they take shortcuts. They're like, oh, okay, this, that's who that person is, and they walk away. When they actually talk to you, they find out who you actually are. It's really not that crazy. I don't understand why you have a complaint about that. If anyone from a generation above or below me falls sick in my birth family or my marriage family, I have to take off work to nurse. No, you don't. You don't. You choose to. You could just go to work. I don't. What are you actually doing? Like, people don't heal faster just because you're around them and hovering around them. Like, what's wrong with you? Dumb. If I drive slowly, the car behind me gets my gender, or they just get mad because you're driving slow. Uh, If it was a guy driving slow, they would still be equally as upset. I underestimate myself constantly. Yeah, it's called insecurity. A lot of people have it. Congratulations. Always beating myself up for the smallest errors, as you should. That's how you actually focus on your errors and actually fix them, by criticizing yourself. That means you actually care about the mistakes you're making so that you will correct them. Walking that razor thin line between being a full-time working woman and a mother. Um, I'm sorry to break this to you, but uh, only women could be mothers. So that's why it's a uniquely female problem. Single fathers still have to work and take care of the kids as well. Guilt eating me up most of the time. Yeah, stop doing things that you will regret. Always the first time one the always the first one to reach out, check in, apologize, etc. That's probably because you're useless. Sorry. It's just people usually go and reach out first to the people that they think can help them. And you're probably the kind of person that always wants help, but you're never really helpful to anyone. So that's why they don't contact you. Multitask like crazy, exhausting. Well, try to do one thing very well and then move on to the next thing. If you're multitasking, it means you're probably not doing a lot of things. Like if you have to multitask, that means you're not doing so many things, you're failing at so many things that you're reaching the deadline and you're trying to get it all done at the same time. If you just took care of those things when the problem comes up one at a time, you wouldn't be multitasking and exhausting yourself. Anyways, I think that's it. That's the end of that. Oh, well, I think I finally learned what a woman is. So, uh, I guess I can answer Matt Walsh's question or whatever. Anyways, until next time.